Here is a claim that sounds completely wrong. The monsters most likely to haunt you were never born in a graveyard or a black forest. They were bought, used, and forgotten by you. In old Japan, they believed a tool that survives 100 years wakes up. It grows eyes and remembers every hand that used it. Even a kettle on a cold stove waits. Tonight, 13 open their eyes. Number 13, the Bakezōri. It starts with the humblest thing in any house. A single straw sandal, worn paper-thin, kicked beneath the wooden step and forgotten there for 100 silent years. Then one night it simply splits open. 2 little arms unfold, 2 little legs stretch. One wide, wet eye blinks awake and slowly studies the sleeping house around it. It scampers across the floorboards, slapping the wood, singing a strange little song about counting the toes that once wore it out. Mostly harmless, but it is a warning. Because the Bakezōri carries the storyteller's first rule for these creatures. Neglect, they said, is what wakes them. The thing beneath your feet has been keeping quiet score for a very long time. Throw nothing away, the old people said, without thanking it first. The sandal remembers being useful, and it remembers, even more sharply, the exact moment you decided it was trash. So we begin at the bottom, with a sandal and a promise. Most of these creatures were first painted centuries ago and reimagined by storytellers ever since, each teller adding new shapes and habits. Every object here climbs toward something worse, and the very worst of them is one you would never once suspect. Number 12, the Kasa-obake. The most famous of them all hops on a single leg, one bulging eye, one lolling tongue, a torn paper umbrella that never quite dried out after its last storm. For years you opened it against the rain and folded it away wet. You never oiled the paper. You never once noticed the mildew creeping along its old wooden ribs. So the tellers say it grew a face out of spite and boredom. Now on rainy nights it bounces down empty streets, leaping at startled travelers, delighting in every shriek it earns. The Kasa-obake rarely truly hurts anyone. Its whole existence is a prank, a jump scare with a handle, the umbrella's revenge for 100 years of being shaken dry and shoved in a corner. But look closely at that single eye. There is something almost lonely inside it. It only ever wanted to be carried again, held up over someone's head, needed once more in the rain. Number 11, the Chōchin-obake. Every old house had a paper lantern, a glowing globe of bamboo ribs and rice paper, carried out into the dark to keep the dark politely at bay. Burn 100 years of candlelight through it, and the paper finally splits. That tear becomes a mouth. A lolling tongue unrolls. A single eye glows out of the flame inside. The Chōchin-obake hangs from the eaves, swinging gently with no wind at all, cackling at whoever passes below, its light flickering between warm gold and sickly green. It was born from a strange intimacy. This is the object that held back the night for you, that you trusted with your safety, breath by nervous breath, in the deepest dark. And when it turns, that betrayal is the entire point. The thing you lit to feel safe is now the thing grinning in your doorway, still glowing, still watching you as you sleep. Number 10, the Boroboroton. This one waits until you are most defenseless. The Boroboroton is a futon, a sleeping mat, grown old, torn, and left rolled up in a cold, forgotten closet. One night, when a tired traveler finally lies down upon it, the ragged cotton begins to stir. The blanket lifts on its own, thin as a shroud, hovering in the black air. In the darker tellings, it wraps around the sleeper's throat and tries, slowly and patiently, to strangle them, or to drag them off the mat entirely and out into the freezing night. Of all the household yokai, this is imagined as among the cruelest, because it strikes at rest itself, turning the safest and softest hour of the entire day into a silent, waiting trap. The futon held your body every night. It knew your weight, your warmth, your dreams. And when it soured, it used that closeness to smother the very sleep it once so gently gave. Number 9, the Kameosa. Not every awakened object turns cruel. The Kameosa is an old sake jar, and it is, in its own strange way, the most generous creature on this entire list. After a century of holding rice wine, the jar becomes bottomless. Tip it, and it pours forever's sake, water, oil, whatever it last held in an endless, joyful, gurgling stream. A poor household that owned a Kameosa never went thirsty again. It asks for nothing at all. It simply gives, laughing through a wide crack that has become a grinning mouth. But the old stories carry a warning buried under the gift. Anything endless invites greed. Families that push the jar too hard and too fast often found their good fortune curdling. The Kameosa proves these spirits are not simply monsters. They are memory and temperament given a physical form, and this one remembers 100 years of quiet, patient hospitality. Number 8, the Ittan-momen. Now the danger takes flight. The Ittan-momen is a single long bolt of white cotton cloth that, after its 100 years, learns to fly silently through the night sky. From above, it looks almost beautiful, a pale ribbon rippling against the stars, drifting silently over the rooftops of a sleeping village deep in the dark countryside. Then it drops. It wraps tight around a traveler's face and neck, smothering them in soft, suffocating folds, and lifts the strangled body up into the black air. Cloth clothed you, wrapped your newborns, bandaged your wounds, and shrouded your dead. It touched every important moment of a human life, from the very first breath to the final one. So when it turns, it knows exactly how to hold a human body. The Ittan-momen kills using the same gentle wrapping motion it once used to comfort and to protect you. Number 7, the Mokumokuren. Some yokai do not move at all. The Mokumokuren is a paper sliding screen, a shoji left torn and neglected in an abandoned or slowly crumbling old room. Where the paper has ripped, eyes appear. Dozens of them, then hundreds. Human eyes filling every hole and tear, blinking slowly, all of them turning at once to fix upon you. Sleep in that room, and the eyes watch all night without a single sound. Some tales say if they ever catch you staring back, they can pull your own eyes from your head. It's a slow, patient horror, and it hints at what these objects have always done quietly. The way even an old kettle on a cold hearth can hide a whole living creature under its iron lid. The screen divided your rooms and hid your private life behind thin paper. It was always standing between you and the dark. Now the dark has filled it with eyes and looks back in. Number 6, the Ungaikyō. The Ungaikyō is a mirror, and mirrors were never entirely trustworthy to begin with. 100 years of reflecting human faces finally gives this one a will of its own. Look into it and you will not see yourself. You will see what you truly are, or what you might one day become, a warped, honest, monstrous version staring straight back. Some Ungaikyō trap the reflection completely, so the face in the glass moves a half-second late, then stops matching you at all, and finally smiles when you most certainly do not. The mirror absorbed a century of vanity, of grief, of secret midnight faces that no one else ever saw. It holds every private version of you that you thought was safely hidden. That is its true power. It does not invent some monster to frighten you. It simply shows you the one that was always standing in the room, wearing your own face all along. Number 5, the Yamaoroshi. The Yamaoroshi is a grater, a flat wooden board studded with rows of tiny, vicious iron teeth, used for a full century to shred radish and ginger down into pulp. When it finally wakes, it stands upright on stubby little legs, and every single one of those hundreds of teeth is still razor sharp, and still hungry to grind something down. Its name is a pun that hides a threat. It sounds like a rough mountain wind, but it also means the slow, patient wearing away of anything held long against it. This yokai remembers a lifetime of grinding, of reducing whole firm roots to nothing at all, and it has developed a taste for that work that reaches far beyond kitchen vegetables. Corner it in a dark storeroom, the old tale's worn, and it comes teeth first, scraping across the floor toward you, ready to do to skin exactly what it always did to daikon. Number 4, the Biwa-bokuboku. Instruments carry more feeling than any other object, and the Biwa-bokuboku proves it completely. This is an old biwa lute, played and deeply loved for 100 years, then abandoned. It wakes with a mournful face upon its wooden body and legs of its very own, and it walks the night playing itself, its strings sounding out with no hand upon them. Its music is a lament for being forgot. It wanders old streets and empty temples, filling them with a sad, drifting melody that draws sleepy listeners right out of their beds. Follow that sound, and you will find the instrument standing alone in the moonlight, weeping music, furious and grieving that the hands which once cherished it simply stopped ever coming. The Biwa-bokuboku is barely a monster at all. It is heartbreak given strings, the pure sound of an object that was truly adored, and then, one ordinary day, simply was not. Number 3, the Koto-furunushi. Its larger cousin is far angrier. The Koto-furunushi is an old koto, the long, elegant, 13-stringed zither left to rot away after its music was silenced for good. This one does not merely mourn, it broods. Alone there in the dark, it begins to play forgotten songs entirely by itself, tunes no living person remembers how to perform. And the melodies it plays are not at all gentle. They are old, half-cursed pieces, and the stories say the Koto-furunushi uses them to summon misfortune down onto careless households. Its whole body rears up like something fully alive, all 13 strings drawn tight as tendons, its wooden face twisted with the resentment of a masterpiece carelessly thrown away. Where the biwa weeps, the koto punishes. It is what beauty becomes when it is neglected far too long, no longer sad, but coldly, musically determined to be remembered. Play it, and you invite that resentment straight into your home. The Koto-furunushi does not want an audience anymore. It wants a reckoning for every silent year it spent gathering dust. Number 2, the Kyōrinrin. The Kyōrinrin is what happens to knowledge that no one ever bothers to read. It is born from scrolls and sacred sutras left to gather thick dust on long-forgotten shelves. The neglected papers twist together into a long, coiling dragon of parchment, with a snapping beak, trailing tongues of unread ink, and a whole body of rustling ancient pages. It is furious in a very specific way. This is wisdom that was carefully written down and then ignored, a whole library's worth of meaning that no human ever cared to open. It hunts down the lazy and the ungrateful, the ones who hoarded books they never opened, and confronts them with the flood of knowledge they wasted their entire lives avoiding. The Kyōrinrin is the scariest kind of household spirit, not a broken tool, but a wasted mind. Generations of thought, given fangs, and set loose to demand its due. Every book you meant to read and never did, every lesson you were handed and ignored. The Kyōrinrin is all of them, coiled together into one creature, and it has come to collect. Number 1, the Bunbuku Chagama. And at number 1, we return to the stove. The Bunbuku Chagama is a tea kettle, plain iron, sitting quietly on the fire that is not remotely what it seems. Set it to boil and it screams. A furry tanuki head bursts out from the lid. 4 clawed paws and a bushy tail sprout from the iron, and the kettle bolts across the room. In the gentlest tellings, a poor man once spares such a creature, and the grateful kettle tanuki dances and performs to make his fortune, half animal, half household object forever. But the older versions are stranger and darker. The creeping sense that the most ordinary thing in your home, the one you use every single day, was alive and hiding the whole time. That is why it sits at number 1. Every other yokai warns you about a neglected object. The kettle warns you that even a beloved, daily one may only be pretending to be a tool. The kettle boiled your tea, warmed your winters, and sat right at the center of your home. And all along, the story teases, it had a face, a heartbeat, and somewhere behind the iron, a patient, waiting eye. So look again at that kettle from the very beginning, sitting cold on your stove. Give it 100 years, and thank it often, the old people said, because everything you own in these stories is quietly counting the days.